Oh, is tonight a night to look forward to? Big news. Ryan Donato, one of the Bruins' top prospects in the system right now, has decided to forego his senior year at Harvard University and join the Boston Bruins. He's not Providence eligible, which is very interesting, which means he can only play for the Bruins or be scratched. There is no in between. Ryan Donato became eligible when he decided to forego his senior year after a loss to the number 10 team in the country, Clarkson, in the NCAA. They lost 5-4 to overtime, but our prospect Ryan Donato had 2 assists. Ryan Donato, this is kind of like a bio / history / just like, who is Ryan Donato? Let's learn, because he's going to be on the Bruins tonight. He's going to be on their third line with Achari and Gianta. Hopefully he gets some power play time. They really need to give him some power play time. Let's go over Mr. Ryan Donato to learn a little about him. Ryan Donato is from Scituate, Massachusetts. He's 21 years old, turning 22 April 9th, not long from now. 6'0" on the dot, so just about 6 feet. Usually when they're 6 feet listed, they're usually not actually 6 feet. They usually give them an inch. But anyway, he's 181 pounds, which is a little light for my liking. He might get pushed around a little easily at the start of his career. Probably needs to beef up a little. Hit the gym. He's a center with a left shot. He was picked 56 overall in 2014. In that draft, Ekblad went first, Reinhart of the Sabres went second, and Draisaitl of the Oilers went third. The Bruins that year had one of their better drafts in the history. Well, not history. I'm not going to say history because, that's too bold. Recent history, I guess you could say. With the first pick of their draft, 25th overall, they picked Pastrnak. Great pick at 25th overall. 56, Donato. 116th in the 4th round, Danton Heinen. Good player so far. I think he's 4th or 5th on the team in points, and he's a rookie. Anders Bjork at 5th round, 146 overall. Looked solid at the beginning of the year. He's injured right now, but he looks solid. Very good draft. And then 7th overall is Emil Johansson. He's a defenseman in the Swedish league, I believe. Well, he's in Providence now. He's played 45 games for the Providence Bruins and has 8 points. He's a defenseman. Doesn't seem like he has much upside. Most 7th round picks don't, but good to see he's in the system. Ryan Donato played 3 seasons at Harvard under his dad, Ted Donato. Ted Donato is the head coach of Harvard, and his little brother, Jack Donato, also plays for Harvard. So, a little family affair there at Harvard. He played in the USHL for the Omaha Lancers. 8 games played, 5 goals, 5 assists. Solid production. Freshman year at Harvard, he played 32 games, 13 goals, 8 assists, 21 points. Not a bad freshman season. NCAA, it's pretty hard to score as a freshman. Usually you're not given the ice time to. But then sophomore year, he had 40 points in 36 games, 21 goals, and 19 assists. So he's scoring at a rate higher than every other game for goals. Then junior year, which was this past season, the 17-18 season, he played 29 games, less because Harvard didn't go as far. 26 goals in 29 games, which is very good at the college level. It's probably one of the better ratios in the country, along with 17 assists. So 43 points in 29 games. Very good totals. His total for his career at Harvard, 97 games, 104 points, 60 goals. 1.07 points per game at Harvard. Very good at the college level. In high school, I love looking at like high school or lower level stats because they're usually insane. He had 227 points in 115 games, 1.97 points per game. That's ridiculous at any level of hockey whatsoever. I wish I could do that in beer league. World Junior Championships, the U20. 3 goals, 1 assist in 7 games. Not bad. World Juniors is very competitive. The best of the best play there. And then for the USA, where you definitely heard of Donato's hype through the Olympics because they didn't send NHL players, so some college athletes went, most notably Jordan Greenway, Troy Terry, and Ryan Donato. I believe there's one more, but I don't think he played much. He had 5 goals in 5 games, which in the Olympics are playing against men, so that's very impressive. It's kind of like the same town Austin Matthews played against his year before coming to the NHL. He played in the Swiss League, so this is probably even more competitive than when Matthews was playing. Matthews put up insane numbers in the Swiss League, though. So let's go to my second page of notes. Some notable achievements by Ryan Donato. In 2014-2015, he was a high school All-USA All-American first team. 15-16, he had a bronze at the U20 World Juniors, which I mentioned he was in. 16-17, he had his breakout year. Harvard as a team won the ECAC championship, which is their division respectively in college hockey. NCAA All-Ivy first team. Ivy is like the smart schools like Harvard, Yale, Dartmouth, Princeton, all those. They won the Beanpot, which is a very big thing in Boston, where we're from. BU, BC, Northeastern, Harvard. All the four biggest college teams in Boston play each other every year. Recommend watching it on TV. Good hockey. Harvard was the third-ranked team in the country in 16-17, which is the best they've been in a long time. 26-5-2 record, led by Donato. They made the Frozen Four, which is like the Final Four of hockey's national tournament. They beat PC and Air Force to get there. I went to both those games because they're right in Providence, near where I live. And Donato sticks out. He's very quick. He has great hands. He creates. He's just a very dynamic player at the college level. They lost to Minnesota Duluth in the Final Four. And Danton Heinen in Denver would eventually go on to win the national championship against Minnesota Duluth. Just thought that was a little interesting. This college season, he got ECAC Player of the Year. Remember, that's his conference. He's a Final 10 for the Hobey Baker, so he's one of the last 10 players in the running for the Hobey Baker, which is like the Heisman of hockey, best college hockey player. I don't think he'll win that, but the fact that you're considered top 10 in any league whatsoever is very impressive, especially a league as competitive as the NCAA, which isn't really a league, it's more of an association, but you get what I mean. And he had the most goals in the Olympics in 2017-2018 with 5, which is pretty impressive considering USA didn't make it that far. He's projected to play with Donato, Achari, and Giunta. He's supposed to wear the number 17, and one thing that's big for him with the injuries to DeBrusque, Bergeron, Bjork's kind of way out of the picture. I don't know why I brought him up. But anyway, with the openings in the lab, he has to prove himself now. If he doesn't prove himself now, he's not going to stick around because Bruce Cassidy isn't going to take his offensive upside if he's bad defensively over like who's been playing like Giunta. He's not going to take Giunta and Achari out if Donato is not producing offensively. Because as much as his upside is offensively, it's more of a long-term upside. So he needs to be ready to play or he's not going to last in our lineup. I think he really needs to get some power play time tonight. If he doesn't get power play time tonight, he's going to have I think he might have a tough time getting in the groove of things. I mean, there's a lot more open space on the power play, a lot more confidence to get some shots on the net. I just think it's very important he's at least on one of the power play units. Maybe they should have put him up to the second line tonight. I think they should have. I think it would have been good to put him with Krejci and Nash. I just think ease him into the lineup with better players than Achari and Giunta. But Giunta and Donato both played together at the Olympics, so that's pretty cool in my opinion that you have two of USA's Olympic hockey team players on the Bruins now when they were playing in Pyeongchang, I think that's what it's called, a few months ago. So that's pretty cool. Some interesting facts to end on here. These are from the Olympic page questions, and these are kind of fun questions. His best memory is winning the Beanpot, which it was the first time Harvard had in years, so pretty cool for him. The hockey player he enjoyed watching the most was Mike Modano, who played for the Dallas Stars. He won a Stanley Cup there. Very solid player. Most consider him the best American ever. Patrick Kane's in that conversation now too, but I think Mike Modano still edges him out a little. Food for him was chicken parm. That's his favorite. TV show, Game of Thrones. A lot of people like that show. Hobby fishing. He must be a laid-back guy in the summer of his off-season. Some people golf. Guess Donato fishes. Person you like to meet, Tom Brady, which, if he plays good, I can guarantee you he will meet Tom Brady one day. Anyway, I hope you're as excited to see Ryan Donato as I am. They play Columbus tonight at 7 p.m. or 7:30. You should look that up and not take my word that it might be at 7:30, because if I'm wrong, you'll miss the first period. I like to end the video on what I think Ryan Donato's upside is. He doesn't have the biggest frame, which is concerning at the NHL level. He needs to really use his speed to create. If he doesn't stand out as faster than other people, he's gonna have a tough time in the league. I think his high potential is a second-line center, and I think he can be a very good second-line center. That's the height of his potential, I think. I don't see him as a number one center, which, it's very hard to become a number one center in the league. There's only 31 of them. So to say, like, he's not going to be a top 31 center in the league isn't that bold. But I think he'll be in the next, 30 to 60 range if all goes right. Now, I can't see him being a grinder, even though they say his two-way potential is pretty good. I watched the Olympics. I didn't think he was the best defensively. I can't see him sticking as a grinder, but he's got the speed. So I mean, the NHL is becoming more about speed than physicality. But it still matters to be a little physical. He could be a good third line player. That's where I think he might be. I think he's going to be either second line player, elite second line player, or mid-tier third line player. I see him falling in that range. I don't really see him falling under it. Could he be a bust? Maybe. For every Patrick Laine, there's a Patrick Stefan, and if you're asking who Patrick Stefan is, then that just proves my point right there that not every prospect turns out to be a good player. Should be a second to third line player. Hopefully, second for the Bruins' future. Hopefully, he can be the Krejci replacement that we've needed for a while. Not needed, but they're getting old. Bergeron, Krejci, you need the future. Ryan Donato, Trent Frederick, they're the future centers of the Bruins, hopefully. And I'm very excited to see how he looks tonight. Really has to prove himself tonight. If he doesn't prove himself tonight, he probably won't be in the lineup for the playoffs because you need to be responsible in your own end defensively and all that. And he hasn't played a lot in the NHL, whereas other guys have. Comment what you think Donato will be. Comment if you're excited and all that. Like the video if you like what I'm saying and all that, and you like my podcast type videos here. Subscribe if you really like the video. I will be recapping the game probably tomorrow morning or late tonight, and it will be up either late tonight or tomorrow. I've been your boy PatTar98, and I will see you next time.